So coming into view now, these are the oil sands. Not exactly what you think an oil facility would look like. This is one of our production wells, and this is where the oil comes out here. With the in situ process, we're actually taking the oil from underneath the forests that you still see here. The beauty of this technology is that we're able to access the oil without creating as large an impact to the ground around us. 80% of Alberta's oil sands can be developed in this.
You have something special. You have greatness within you.
You were born phenomenal. Listen to me. You were literally born phenomenal, like the whole process. Like there are like 5 million options in the womb. We're not talking about one sperm cell and one egg. There are 5 million options, and out of 5 million options, you made it.
They've got to make their way through a complex series of environments in a kind of warfare. It is warfare.
Innately, everything about you is great. Everything about you is phenomenal. But the problem is you have consciously chosen to be average. You are average in school. You are average at your workplace. Everything you do is average. And not because it's average, but because you made a decision. You made a choice to be average. Why? Because the people around you are average. Or maybe you grew up in an average environment, or went to an average school, or you work for an average company, so you decided. You've decided to go against who you are. You've decided to go against who you are.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Dave D from Osin Products, Oil Sands Insiders Network. I'm doing this personal video just for you guys because you probably have a lot of questions on your minds of whereabouts should you start from, what's the full process is, and a little bit of fear and uncertainty and self-doubt and all that sort of stuff. And I've been exactly where you are, right in that same seat, in the same questions about 5 years ago. It wasn't always the first crack out of the box now for me, or it's not for anybody really, especially just getting hired, especially when you're not used to those environments and so on and so forth. Now, the money out there is fantastic, and it's the reason why a lot right now in the oil sands is probably the best time to get into, because from now in the next 30 years, there's going to be over 1 million jobs in oil sands, and they will be producing over 4 million barrels of oil per day. Now, just think of the big scale of that. Now, that actually sets you off for a long-term career, right? And right now, like I was saying, is the best time to get in, because then you can position yourself and be strategic, right? And I'll actually show you how to do that. I have some free strategies on you can use right now to deploy to accelerate yourself into the oil sands. So you're probably asking yourself, well, who is this guy, right? And why should I be listening to him? I don't blame you. About 5 years ago, I was actually a homeless person, and I had lost everything I worked for. Even I lost my father to cancer, and I lost my job because my mind wasn't on the job site anymore, because just everything kept falling apart. And maybe some of you people can relate, but I was actually in the worst conditions you could possibly fathom. And, I'll leave it at that. It took me about 2 years to turn my life around and do the internal work inside. And then I took my jump into the oil sands. And then from that point, I went from being homeless, and then now I look at myself making over $200,000 a year, right? If you're telling me that back then, or where I'd be today, being able to buy multiple cars and have another new house and being able to travel to my job in a jet airplane 4 times a month, to having days off, I can actually have the luxury of going anywhere I want in the world, and then being able to just come back and then go back to work for 2 weeks. And the money is insane now, and I keep on growing, I keep on learning new things now. And also, in the meantime, I've also taken my part-time business, which is actually, I have helped over 273 people get work in the oil sands, as I'm still working in the oil sands full-time, to actually change their lives. Because I understand exactly where you're probably at, and I understand exactly how crappy the jobs are, and because you have bigger dreams for yourself. So what I'm doing right now today is, when you come on down to my website, I'm actually going to give you some awesome strategies you can deploy right now into your acceleration into the oil sands, or even just into the oil and gas career. I'll see you on the very next side.